Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the United States here in Hearts of Iron 4 Modern Day. But, as you can tell, very much in the past, we are no longer in 2019. We're back in 2016, and you may be wondering to yourselves, why? Why are we back in time? We're supposed to be in 2019, close to 2020. Donald Trump's going to get reelected, hopefully. Well, there's been a mod update. Sadly enough, the mod update that happened does not allow us to go back into our save file. So we have to start anew. But don't worry, I've basically done the majority of things that we did. We still have our 2 spots that we are protecting, of course. But of course, now we have the Islamic State. Actually a problem. Fighting is happening, of course, in Syria. They are very much beating them back, and, Kyrgyzstan is trying to do the same thing along with Iraq, which is very good. But we're still gonna, of course, justify a war goal to destroy them. Conquer them, because we're not going to have that. In other news, of course, still going on with the plan to destroy Cuba. Not to destroy them, though. We're not going to destroy Cuba anymore. And here's the business. But we're not going to destroy Cuba. We're going to puppet Cuba. We are going to puppet them and make them democratic. But we're not going to keep their lands for ourselves. Here's the reason why. Unless you guys, of course, vote differently in the comments below. You can do that. If we get a decent majority to just take over Cuba, then we'll do that. But I think puppeting them would be a smart idea just because we get all of the resources from them for free. We do not need to trade any factories away to get anything that they might own. Which is a very decent amount of chromium. But a little bit of steel, a little bit of aluminum. That's basically it for Cuba. So not a lot we're even getting out of it, if we do take it over completely. But they are communist, which we need to end. We need to end the communist regime there. Now, granted, we could politically shift them. But why not have a little fun and try to beat them back? Of course, as you can see, the Communist Party is very, very small. Very small. But we don't care. We're going to destroy them by means of military conquest to move into them. And we're going to change them democratic by force. Now, here's the difference in our rules, in our things that we are doing. We are going to take Vietnam and Laos. We are not going to puppet them. And the reason is, I want land over in Asia that I can guarantee me moving into China. Now, granted, a puppeted state could probably still do the same thing. And, of course, in the comments, if you guys just want me to puppet Vietnam and Laos, of course we can do that. We can walk all around their lands and do whatever we need to because we own them, technically. Which we may do. We may puppet them, we may not. I don't want to puppet them. I do want to show a little bit of the US flag over here by China just to scare them a little bit. But, again, it's for you guys to decide. As of right now, I'm thinking about just taking them over completely. Also, in this mod that totally changes Donald Trump's aspects of things, is that one of the many things that was added in this update was the availability to build nuclear bombs from the start. If we go over, as you can see, I'm still researching, and I'll show you the tech tree here in a minute. You can already see that things have changed. Over here in Atomic Research, you have the availability to build bombs at the start of the campaign, which is very, very good. Because, of course, that's how it should be. You should be able to build your bombs and blow up whoever you choose. So we're doing that right now. We have 5 nuclear reactors building up with 2 more on the way. 1% a day, so roughly 58 days each to basically about 60, maybe 65 days to build a bomb. Which is fantastic because we're going to build ourselves into a gigantic nuclear power. Because that's what the United States is, along with Russia and China, of course. China, I believe, already has the availability to build their bombs and things like that. North Korea also has the same thing. They can build their bombs. Russia, of course, being able to build bombs. For us, let's look at our things here, because they've changed a few things around. One of them being steady population growth. This country is experiencing a steady population growth. The birth rates are clearly in the positives and can generally be handled by officials. So we have a steady growth, so we don't have a plus or minus system with it. Russia being one of the ones that has a population decrease. It's not a growth at all. So they actually lose manpower over time. We do not. China has a steady, like a rapid growth. So they actually gain manpower a lot. These two, of course, are the same as before. But of course, we have the availability to build nuclear bombs from the start of it. They've also changed things to show that the EU is a thing, the United Kingdom being a member of the EU. If you play any of these nations that are a part of the EU, you have certain things that fluctuate your factory outputs and things like that, like being as part of Russia, having what am I talking about? Dang it. EU sanctions, there we go. Having EU sanctions actually decreases their factory output by, I think it's 25%. That's a big thing for Russia. You can't make a lot of money in Russia out of your factory output. You can't get a whole bunch, and it's really sad. But we're going to try to destroy the Islamic State. Of course, that's one of the many things that we have tried to do and never gotten ourselves to get. Of course, Bashar al-Assad being the leader, we're going to try to spark off the Syrian civil war, most likely, because there are nationalists and then there are conservatives. So we're probably going to want to boost it whilst also staging a conservative coup as well. We want to see the Syrian civil war break out. Of course, while the Islamic State is rampant over in the Middle East, we want to make sure we're keeping a close eye on that. I think that's basically about it. I do still have to build the wall, but I am building a lot of other things at the moment, but we will start the construction on the wall because, of course, you guys want to see that become a thing. So we're going to start our construction of land forts around to try to simulate the wall. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. And we're just going to start building those up, which I don't even know how many they can have. Good bit. So put more comments down for other things that you would like to see. I know a lot of you want me to attack China, and of course we shall. For the name of the Republic of China, we're going to try to give it all back to them. Try to make the Republic of China the ruling power once more. Now, granted, I don't know if they're democratic. They might be reactionary in the mod, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's better than them being communist, granted. So building these land forts is going to take a little bit of time, of course, because all of them are 10s, but in the end of the day, that's Donald Trump's mindset. We're also going to build one right here, just to make the border of the wall a little bit more even. So it's going to be very, very difficult and very tedious and very long building these, but we will get it done, and we'll build one right there as well, just to make, again, the border a little bit better. There we go. So we're going to start construction on the wall very, very quickly, which is going to be very fun to do. As core, of course, as you could see, it's going to build a lot. But that's fine. But yes, that's all that we're planning on doing right now. We only have 10 divisions set to go and attack, and it's because of the fact that we don't have the second landing craft just yet, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and tick some time. As you can see that I've been playing this for a little bit, trying to get ourselves reasonably back to where we were, but I was able to do that and I lost a lot of less time. I say less time, it took a little bit, but we're in 2016 instead of 2019, which is very good. So we're going to be wanting to watch this situation here. If the Islamic State is to be pretty powerful, that's not going to be good. But Syria has almost knocked the Islamic State out of their country completely, which is very good. So if you all don't know, by the way, we're doing a Russia Islamic State campaign, me and Rated GT. Go ahead and check that out. That's going to be very, very cool. We're also going to want to make close attentions to the Chinese. I want to boost conservatism here. I want to make sure, yes, I was going to say we're going down a negative 0.35 a day. But for right now, there's not really anything we could do about that. I don't think there's anything else that we're boosting in, are we? Besides in Syria, we need to boost and do the coup in Syria to try to get it reasonably well. Because they're only at 30%. I would like it a little higher. Or anything else. We're going to try to boost there for at least a little bit. Try to get to like 35%. And then we'll stage that coup. And we'll start the Syrian civil war. So we're going to be building our bombs. Again, as I said, that's going to change the entire aspect of Donald Trump's thinking. We're not probably going to use a nuke on Cuba. I don't believe there would be any reason to nuke Cuba. Plus, we want to keep them around for later. Now, again, if you see, of course, as you can see, if you look at the flags, if they change a lot, it's just a part of the mod. It's still, being worked on. So do not hate that much on it. It'll be fine. Now, I do need to do one of these construction things. Construction 2 would be fantastic for us. We do have a lot of civilian factories. A lot of civilian factories. Now, granted, we may move these land forts up a little bit, but they're going to take a long time, and I'd rather get some of these civilian factories done. Because the more civilian factories that we have, the faster we can build them anyway. Now, we can train some men, but we also need to start building up some of our mechanized, light mechanized, and support equipment. Which brings me to the research. As you can see, the research has been changed to fit some countries. For the Americans, of course, the M14, the M16A2, the M16A4. Moving over to the M4, which we now have, which we're going to start researching red dot sites and holographic sites and possibly some thermal weapon sites. Not exactly sure yet. Of course, integrated ballistics computers would be fantastic as well. And then we probably want to go up to the M4A1. I believe, if I'm correct, this is the modern day assault rifle for us in 2016. And as of course, right here in 2016, I'm pretty sure that's the one that the Americans use now, which is fantastic. And then, of course, as you can see, many other things have changed, including support equipment, modern support weapons, and then we go to improved anti-tank weapons, which brings us over to the tanks, which we'll look at in just a second. Of course, we're going to want to get razor dot sights and weapon-mounted lights and other things like that. But this is the screen. Everything basically has changed, and it's fantastic. And then we can go into some more futuristic weapons, which are going to be really cool to do. Now, I don't think any of these have changed at all. But we go over, now I do need to choose a national focus real fast. I cannot stress that enough, but we're going to go back right over here. And the tanks have also changed. As you can see, the M1A2 Abrams, we are supposed to be having those tanks right now, but we do not yet have them. Very, very sad. We'll actually start the research of that. Cancel. We have a research slot open somewhere. There it is. Let's start the research on that tank, and then let's go back into it. So, you can see that a lot of these light tanks and other tanks that we have, and of course our support trucks and things like that, very, very cool designs, up to futuristic 2030 tanks, which are going to be awesome to use. Can't wait to do them. Artillery I don't think has changed that much. I could be lying, but I don't think it's changed. Navy, I think the names have changed. I'm not sure about anything else besides that. Yep, I know that. And then our Navy doctrines, of course, haven't changed. Planes still don't have pictures yet, but they do look very exciting. I think they're gonna, at least the names I know have changed, I'm pretty sure. Which is very, very exciting. We will be using them. And then the air doctrines, I don't believe have changed either. Engineering, of course, the biggest change being that you can build nukes at the start. Very, very good. And then industry, same as always. So that is the research. So it's fit to a little bit more to fit the country. Of course, in Russia, if you're watching that series, that the guns and everything in the military equipment are changed, which is very, very awesome. And I love it so much. So Syria looks like they're now starting to push into, unless this is formerly Syrian border, which I don't believe, they're starting to push into ISIS territory, as well as capturing ISIS fighters up in the northern regions of Syria. We're going to try to blast them out of the water. We may not even have to deal with Syria. I mean, not Syria. We may not even have to deal with the Islamic State. We possibly might have to deal with Syria. We'll probably throw a little bit of troops into the mix for the Syrian refugee crisis and the Syrian civil war. We may throw a little bit of troops into that. I don't know just yet, though. We'll figure that out as the time comes. We're about to build our first bomb. So very excited about that. Now, of course, the state of Japan, of course, is a country now, which is fantastic. We need to get these guys into NATO. South Korea, Japan, what other useful countries? Ukraine would be a great country to put in, because I do know Russia has something up their sleeve when it comes to Ukraine. They're wanting to do something, guaranteed. But we need to get these guys into NATO. Now, I don't know about if destroying ISIS is going to raise or lower the world tension. I'm not exactly sure about it. But I think that's fine for now. Now, for us, fighting Cuba might raise the world tension. But again, I am very much okay with doing that for right now. 63 out of 225. So hopefully in the next episode, what I'm going to do is between episodes, I'm going to skip forward some time to get our things together and get the coup started, things like that. So it's going to be a little bit more interesting for this playthrough, because I don't want any stalemate moments, and I know those would be pretty boring. But don't worry, I have it handled. But that's what we're doing right now. We still have our 2 deployments going on right now, protecting our allies against the Russians. They only have 1 truck unit for now, so we're fine, but it is a Spetsnaz unit, which is very good. Very, very good. But for us, we are fine. We have our, of course, reserve training brigades and our infantry brigades already sitting across the Ukrainian border, making sure that Russia isn't going to do anything, because we will go into war with Russia somehow if they start fighting Ukraine. We will do it. We'll have them join NATO, and then we will fight Russia right there. I do not care. We will destroy them. Now, one thing I have not done yet is built a synthetic refinery over in Alaska, because if you look over here, 400 oil from Alaska. Very, very good, and we need that oil. But that is basically it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode off here just to tell you guys the quick update. The mod has been updated, so we're going a little bit back in time, but I think we're going to be fine, and I think we're actually going to be better than before, because now we actually have the ability to build nuclear bombs. This is going to be a very intense gameplay because of the fact that Putin and Russia and China and all of our other enemies, besides the Islamic State, can build nuclear bombs, of course, including North Korea. If they so happen to nuke South Korea, we're going in. I don't care what we have to do. We're going to go in and help them with that, which will mean an inevitable war with China. So leave it down in the comments below. What do you want us to do with Vietnam and Laos? What do you want us to do with Cuba? Because that is going to be something that we also need to figure out. And what do you want Donald Trump to do now that he has nuclear bombs? It's going to be one of the biggest things. Of course, we're already building the wall, and we're building more nuclear factories and things like that. So Donald Trump's going to try to build us up militarily. Of course, we're not recruiting any units just yet because we're still trying to get our military factories under control. So we're not recruiting anybody as of right now, but we do have nukes being built pretty quickly. Very, very quickly. And do you want us to do any expansion near the homeland? Of course, I don't want to attack Mexico or Canada. They're both democratic, so it wouldn't really make a whole bunch of sense to attack them. We could do it just for shits and gigs, but leave it down in the comments below, of course, if you want us to do that. Of course, in the Fallout series, if you guys know, the United States did annex Canada because of a war with China over Alaska, which is very cool. We could try to do something like that, make it Fallout-esque. Be pretty funny. But we're definitely going to want to watch out for Russia, China, North Korea, the Islamic State, if they so happen to survive this whole ordeal. I don't think they will. But that is going to be the end of the episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Of course, I am loving it, and I'm loving the update for the mod. For the mod creators, if you see this video or if you are watching it right now, continue doing what you're doing. If you have to do more things like this that may break the saves, it's fine. I will go back and I will play these and continue them just because of the fact that you guys are doing a great job. So thank you very much. And for the rest of you, thank you for all of your support. We recently hit 200 subscribers, which is fantastic. So quickly, too. Like, I cannot believe the support that you guys have given me throughout all of the series that we have done and that we are doing. And I'm really so thankful for what you guys have done for me. And I can't do it without you guys. So, of course, I'm bringing you along with us. We're all doing this together, and it's amazing. It's so much fun. I love all of your comments that you guys put. I love all of the support with the likes that you guys are giving me, and of course the views are fantastic, and the subscriptions are just amazing. If you have not done yet, subscribe, because we're going to be doing a lot more series, by the way. Of course, like this video for the recent 200 subscriber mark. Also like this video if you just liked it. And then, of course, put down in the comments below what you want to see Donald Trump do. Sorry that we had to go back in time, but at the end of the day, it was a little worth it because we got a lot of it in the update, and it's awesome. Now we're going to be doing a lot more with the US, and we have our own unique guns and tanks and things that we're going to be able to put into our division, so I'm really excited about that. This mod is growing so quickly, and of course, if you guys want the mod, I'm going to put it down in the description below, so that way you guys can check it out for yourselves. But until then, this is Glenn Games signing off as always. Thank you for all the support that you have given me, and of course there are many more videos to come. But until then, everyone, take care.